Hey guys, it's Spaces Sims, and we are back with more Amnesia Crowd. I'm extremely freaking tired, and I might sneeze on ya like 400 times, because my allergies are kicking my face in. It was worse yesterday, but today, and oh dear God, I get it. I get it. Jesus Christ, I get it. Please stop. I'm sorry, it was my phone, because, okay. Today, lately has just been freaking insane. We were gonna start Ken's love after story. Like, I am sorry, I'm tired, and like my mojo to record is not here. It wasn't here yesterday because my allergies were killing me. So I was like, I'm not gonna make anyone suffer through that. But then I was like bored in the evening because I'm like, I want to do something, but I have nothing to do because I can't record because like it's horrible. And today I'm just really exhausted because work was very stressful. Not in a bad way. It's just I'm doing new things which are great that I love and I'm happy I'm doing it, but it is like a lot and it's just a lot of pressure and a lot of stress and a lot of learning and a lot of like being on the phone for like 3 hours with the person who's helping me learn these things, which is fine cuz like he's a great guy. I love him. Like but it's one of those like I am peopled out and my brain can't work anymore and I don't wanna. So all I want to do is curl up on a ball on my couch and not do anything, but I need to record. And then it's like, I need a break. You'd think this was a break, but whatever. Also, my tablet decided it needed to force an update. So good luck to guides. I don't think we really need them because to be fair, all of this is like without choices and I'm going to be opening them while we, whatever. But also, my phone will not stop ringing because there were like just god awful storms last night. Like, I swear to God, like it was like cloudy. It's been nothing but cloudy here for like the last 6 months. So, whatever. But all of a sudden, out of nowhere, these goddamn freaking like the trees are bending. I'm like, and then you see these black clouds in the background, like in the distance, and I'm like, okay. 2 seconds later, they're like on top of you. You're like, well, shit. And like the little tree is like a fluffy little stick, basically, in front of my house is like almost sideways, and I'm like, it always gets really windy, especially between my townhouse and the person next to me because it's like a wind tunnel, so it's like howling, and then you can hear the garage door rattling, and it's like I live in a haunted house on the haunted Scottish moors or some shit. Kind of fun, to be dead honest with you. I love it. But like, what the hell? Why do I not have... Anyway, I can't find my Amnesia frickin' tab. But anyway, so like, and I was like, okay, well, apparently the storms were so bad. And you see this, and then I look at my weather app and I can see the little red triangle because severe thunderstorms, whatever. It's not until after they're kind of past that like, then you get like the normal like National Weather Service warning beeping through your phone. And it's like, okay. So seriously, like 80-mile-an-hour winds, hail, and it was basically like, stay away from windows, it's the apocalypse. And I'm like, I'm having groceries delivered, so I feel really bad for the person that's out in this. But like, then you're getting calls because the local area will text you and then call you with a message about important information, which is kind of nice, not gonna lie. Like, that's pretty swank. I'm into that. Like, but I'm getting a text about like the roads are like there's so many roads that are like closed down or damaged or whatever that like the police and emergency services can't get, so don't go out if you don't have to. And I'm like, honestly, the wind was in the clouds, and then I got a couple drops of rain, and that was it. I saw one flash of lightning. That was it. So I'm like, Jesus Christ, I do live in the epicenter of no weather. It goes around me, which is nice because I'm pretty sure that would have been terrifying to sit there through and be like, oh God, like, but oh my God, then, and all day today, like I got a thing before and a call because so many, all the people are without power. And I'm like, I have power, so I guess I'm glad that the storm kind of went around me. And the fact that because so many people are without power, that certain libraries are designated as places for you to go to have electricity and to like charge your devices and all that stuff like that. And I'm like, and now this one I think was just again about the road conditions or whatever. And I'm like, holy shit, like these storms were like, it's not even just like, oh, severe thunderstorms. Because you get those notifications. These were like, holy fucking shit, the world is ending. And I'm just kind of like, what the fuck? But, and it seems weird because I'm like, it's like nice ass outside and the sun is here. And it's like, hello, look at this. We're beautiful. And like, look, I don't know. Anyway, so that was my long story of like the bullshit. Because while I was trying to open my guides, do you like how I did that? Let's start getting trying to open my guides and like talk 5 minutes later. November 15th. I did do the love after story, right? Oh, we get the CG from previous. I love it. Can we just live here? Anyway. Spacey, no matter what happens, I want nothing more than to spend the rest of my life with you. You know, that's a way to start this. Thanks, Kent. I appreciate it. So please, will you marry me? Of course. Of fucking course. If you feel the same way as me, then please, I ask you to continue to stay by my side. How the hell would you say no to this man? God, I love him so. 2 weeks have passed since Kent proposed to me. Considering the matter of studying abroad in London as well, we decided that Kent would meet with my parents once. Uh-oh. Finally, next week I'll be meeting with your parents, but I have one point of concern. A point of concern? What is it? Oh, it's nothing else but myself. Oh, look at... Huh? From my eyes, I couldn't imagine there's any problem with you, Kent. That's so valid! I love that. There's really nothing wrong with you. You're perfect. I mean, okay, let's take a step back. I mean, yeah, now that we've gotten past you being cold and kind of a dick, but that was just because you didn't know how to talk to people, so fine. But like, and also we get off on that shit, so that's fine. There's nothing wrong with you. You're fine. I mean, oh, I'm grateful that you'd say so, but please remember when I had first met you. And do you have a good impression of me at that time? Did you have a good impression of me at that time? I guess you could say that it wasn't quite a good impression. I'm sure. Even if it isn't my intention, it's been apparent that many people feel that way when first meeting me. Until now, I've been indifferent to my own impression. However, I can't say such things this time around. Aw, sweetie. That's our job as someone who understands you to kind of like warn the people that are going to meet you for the first time. Like, listen, he might seem a little cold and standoffish. He's really sweet. It's just he doesn't know how to talk to people. Gotta socially inept. Okay. He's probably going to say something stupid, but just realize it's because he's socially inept. One's impression during a first meeting is extremely important. If I were to slip up here, it would affect my future with you. I'm pretty sure I have the choice of whether I marry you or not, and like, my parents don't get to tell me that. But, you know, not American culture, so like... And I'm sure there's still some people in American culture who'd be like, my mommy and daddy tell me what to do. There is a point where they need to stop, though. Valid though they should always keep telling you, but you don't have to listen. Still want your mom and dad to mom and dad you. And like, you know, but you go roll your eyes like, yeah, mom, dust, right, whatever. I'm not going to do that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you still want them to mom and dad you because that just shows you that they care. But there's a balance to like, you know, well, I'm going to come and I'm going to do this. Get the hell out of, no, don't do that. If you're going to come and you want to stay at my house and you want to do my dishes, mom, have at it. Good job. Fine. I'm okay with that. Anyway. But my parents don't get to tell me who I can marry. Like, if they seriously, that person is a serial killer, please don't date them. Valid. You know, I didn't have a good first impression, so you can't do that. You have to do whatever I say. Get the fuck out, mom. Just saying. It's not going to affect your future with me. I have a say. She does not. She has no backbone, so never mind. And that's why I wish to use this week to improve my impression. In regards to that, objective opinions are absolutely essential. I'd like to ask for your help as well, Spacey. I understand. I'll help out with what I can. Thank you for your help. Could you please tell me what problems I had when we first met? I'm not sure I'd say problems, but first, maybe how you look? Ouch! Girl! I'm assuming she means you look angry, but like, just your facial expression, but like, your looks. That's so fucking rude. You're very tall, so it ends up feeling like you're looking down on people. It is true that since my height has grown, I've been feared for looking intimidating. But that isn't something I can change. I couldn't just bend down for people, now could I? You're right. Also, if you were to change your impression, maybe your expression. When people meet for the first time, no matter who it is, I think those who smile end up having a good impression. And do you believe I could do such a thing? You are capable of smiling, right? Just don't glower. You're tall and you glower. That's what you're trying to get at here, but we're like, you're the way you look. He's like, I can't, you're tall, so get over it. Like, that's rude. And you're short, girl. Like, so grow, midget. Like, what the fuck? I get the point she's making. Well, you're extremely tall, which can be off-putting, especially when you glower at people. Like an angry Hulk. So, like, I know you can't help the tall, but, like, don't glower at people. Maybe look more personable. Personable look on your face. Facial expressions. That you can do, but, like, she got no phrasing. And any other method is... No, it can be said that smiling is effective in terms of creating a good impression. Surely you must have seen firsthand that when Ikkyu smiles, the women surrounding him blush after all. I'm pretty sure if Ikkyu glared at me, I might blush and giggle. I'm just throwing it out there. I would do the same thing for Kenpo. Come on. I feel like Ikki's a bit of a special case, though. I can't deny the effect is great, however. Still, a smile. Is it difficult? Well, yes. I can't understand smiling when you're not happy in the first place. I love Kent. Well, no, wait. I smile naturally when I'm together with you. From your perspective, does my smile then look awkward? No, not at all. Which means if I simply think about you, then I may be able to smile more naturally. I love you, you nerd. I'll need to verify this. Verify it? Yes, on perfect timing as well. You have work tomorrow, correct? Yes. Then tomorrow I'll visit the cafe as a guest. Whether I'll be able to smile at other people besides you at the time. I'd like to try and verify that, but what do you think? I don't mind, but... Very well then. For now I'll head home and try some image training. I'll be taking my leave then, Spacey. Like, he looks so mad right now. You're like, Kent, just don't look that mad. The sight of Kent smiling towards others. I can't imagine it very well, but I wonder if it'll be alright. Awkward smile. We should have just warned our parents. Like, listen, Kent is really, November 16th, sweet and wonderful and adorable and doting. It's just, he's a hard time associating very well with other people. He's very serious, and he sometimes just looks like he's glowering. And it doesn't help that he's extremely tall. So, like, it looks worse than it is. Just give him a chance, you know? Like, not like, oh, we didn't give our parents any warning. You gotta warn them about things that you know might be this person's flaw, you know? Like, if you live in a house of Smurfs, right? You're only 3 apples high, and you're bringing home an actual person, you're gonna be like, they're not gonna be able to fit in the mushroom house, Papa Smurf, because they're, like, 8 feet tall. So, you just gotta warn them about this. So when you show up with a giant, they're not freaked out. They're like, what the hell? You know, you gotta give people warnings about certain things. And, like, Kent is one of those certain things. Okay? Hey, you seem to be kind of fidgety for a while now. Did something happen? Oh, no, it's nothing. What? You're lying. Something's totally up. Eat, manager! I'm sorry! I'll refrain from chatting! One of the angry Wakas? Okay. Welcome home, Muster. Ew, that was close! Huh? Hey, isn't that Kent? Huh? That's... Smile's not working, Kent! I wonder what's wrong. He kinda seems scarier than usual, doesn't he? Yeah, he looks frickin' like he's gonna stab us. That's like almost Ukio levels of stabby face. Doesn't he sort of look like he's smiling? No! No, that's an upside down smile. What? Smiling? No, there's no way. I see. Wait, why are your shoulders dropping at that? Could it be that's him smiling? Yeah, I think. I don't think I quite see it. Daisy, Kent seems to be in a pretty bad mood, but did something happen? Ah, you've got really bad timing. Huh? Did I see something bad? No. From hearing Sawa and Mine's opinions, looks like the experiment was a failure. I mean, he was so angry. It might be good to stop this here. Like, if he had this expression, that's one thing. Master? Oh, it's you. How is it? Am I smiling? Well, that's... What? Ken was smiling? Sawa, are you serious when you say that? Shh, your voice is loud. It's not me saying it. Spacey was the one who said it. That was a smile. No matter how you look, it was a dour expression. But does it look different if you're his partner? Spacey. Yes? It seems my experiment has ended in failure. Fortunately, that seems to be the case. I'm internally cringing with you, Kent. I'm sorry. I feel how painful this is. Oh my god. After closing, this is hilarious. Great work! There weren't too many customers from the afternoon, so it was pretty easy today. To make up for that, Kent's appearance was very memorable. Ah, you're right. So what was that all about in the end? Well, you see... it's Kent. Speak of the devil, as it were. Sorry, excuse me a moment. Hello? Spacey, you're done with work for the day, yes? I am. I was just about to be leaving for home. Why is it that for some reason the translation on our lines is a little fucking awkward and janky sometimes? It's just me. Ken seems to be coming out fine with how he phrases things, but ours always comes out, I was just about to be leaving for home. That's not how you would say that. That's fucking weird. It's like an alien attempting to speak English. You know what I mean? Like, good timing then. Is the manager still there? He's here. Did you have any business with him? Yes, I'm actually right outside the cafe. I'd like to speak with him a little, but... I understand. I'll go ask him. And are you going to get a job here for a week to see if you can smile at customers? Spacey told me about it. What would your business with me be? It's less business, but there's something I wish to earnestly consult you on. Consult? Yes, when I thought that I'd like to ask the opinion of someone older, you were the first face to appear in my mind. If it's something I can be of help to you, then... I'm grateful you'd say so. The fact of the matter is... I wish for you to teach me how to create a smile. Create a smile? Indeed. I heard this from a friend, but he said you and I have similar personalities, but you're unable to smile while but you're able to smile while serving customers. Now that's true because Mine in the Kent route was like, I hate you, you took my man, and because she thought we were in love with Waka, because at every description she gave we're like, that's Kent, but it's not. I simply cannot understand the way in which to create a smile. I can hardly grasp the meaning of acting amicable. Even today I was trying to smile in my own way, but instead I became a laughingstock for being too dour-looking. Maybe that's why I love you, though. You're a little sad sack. Like, oh, Kent. I like it when they can't human. It's kind of cute. It's adorable. Manager, Could you please teach me the secret technique of your smile?
Uh, well... Oh, I see. I wondered what on earth you'd want to ask the manager about, so that's what it was.
Sawa, hadn't you just left?
I just pretended to go home. Since this was related to the cafe, I was curious. Fucking love her. I'm here too, by the way.
I'm sorry, Ken. Both of them said they were too curious, so... No, it's fine. At this rate, I'll go ahead and ask all of you who were involved in customer service. And tell me the secret of how to be amicable.
Even put that way, I'm simply doing so to facilitate my business. Whoa, that's really direct, manager. That's the truth, after all.
So you're under pressure, too.
Ken, I don't think you need to write that down as a note.
No, it coincides with my current situation, so as I too am under pressure to do so.
You are? So exactly why are you even trying to create a smile in the first place? At least for me, I think you being dour looking and eccentric is good.
I also agree with that, Mine. High five. I doubt one could call that a widespread opinion. Who cares? My opinion is the only one that matters.
And even Spacey says that's what's good about you, so you're fine just the way you are, aren't you?
No, it can't be so.
Why is that?
Well, you see, in the near future, I'll be meeting Spacey's parents. I like how he's blushing at this.
What? I see. So that's why you need the secret to smiling. Kent, a smile isn't the only way to make a favorable impression with her parents.
Manager, do you have any good ideas?
Let me see. Perhaps a special skill.
Well, the way... never mind. You can't count that. I can't tell him. I can't tell my parents some of his special skills. That would be inappropriate. And I don't mean math, obviously. Special skill?
Yes, if you possess some sort of special skill that would please them, why not show it off?
Oh, then Ken, what about cooking? Lately you've raised your skills, too.
That sounds good. A man who can cook gets some high points.
I see. That certainly can be said to be an effective method.
Yeah, I think it's good. Someone like you standing in the kitchen when you don't look like someone who cooks? The gap might be so big that they'll find it really funny.
Gap? Sawa, come on now.
Sorry, this is a serious discussion. Oh, but if you were to do it, then I'd want a full course meal.
So, you do understand that I'm not going there to be laughed at, yes?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I got kind of carried away.
As long as you understand. Still, a full course, is it?
I mean, could you imagine if my parents came to visit and it was like, oh yeah, Kent, oh no, Kent made all of this. Like,
wait, Kent's writing that part down too? Such a dweeb. God, I love him.
Well, that's as much as we're able to say. But was it of any help?
More than just help, you could call it eye-opening. I'll be sure to report the results another day. I like how everything's a fucking experiment for him. Such a little weird. I love him so much.
Please do your best, Kent. I look forward to your report.
Kent, thank you for seeing me back home. Of course. I had spent a long time talking and it got late after all. Still, thanks to this, I've decided on what I need to do from now on.
Yes, it was helpful that everyone was so friendly.
I'll make sure to spend my remaining time practicing for that day. And there's nothing wrong with making extra sure everything's ready. And please look forward to it as well.
I will.
November 21st. Oh no!
Ken, what have you been writing so fervently for a while now?
Oh, this. I was planning to hand this over to your father tomorrow.
Written oath?
Hey now, don't peek at it. I'm still in the middle of writing it.
I mean, I'm not sure if that may be... look.
Maybe Japanese parents are like impressive, but I feel like it could go either way. You could be like, "This is impressive. You wrote me this," or like, "Are you fucking nuts?" I'm sorry, but listen, I'm just saying my dad would love Kent because they could do math together. Okay, just he would have loved Kent. So I only saw it a little bit, but it had a date and a signature section. Is it some sort of document you need in order to speak to my dad? Girl. No, this is more like me taking proper responsibility. It's more useful for future legal action to have this sort of thing written on a document, rather than having it verbal. Oh my god! Legal? Just what exactly are you making an oath about? That's... Well, once I hand this over to your father, that will be made clear. If he says that, that just makes me even more curious. And at least give me a hint. A hint? Very well. Then it's something that pertains to you, Spacey. Me? It's nothing to think so hard over like that. From your father's point of view, I'm basically the man who's stolen you away, after all. Stolen? You're exaggerating. He understands that this is all for studying foreign languages abroad. Yes. However, even if our rooms are separate, what will your father think when he hears we'll be living in the same apartment? As your father, I'd imagine he would think of me as a terrible bug that's latched onto his only daughter he's raised preciously. It'll be fine, Kent. I go Kent's like dramatizing this. You're like, it's fine. We're in our 20s. It's okay. It's okay. We're fine. I'm always telling my father about how you're a really kind person. He'll absolutely understand once you meet him. You're the person that I fell in love with, after all. I can only hope so. But I may be even more nervous than when I attended the conference. If that's the case, why don't we just have a rehearsal? You can imagine me as my father and have a simulation of that day. That way you might at least be able to grasp the feel of it, but what do you think? You're right, it's worth testing. Besides, I'm being offered help from none other than you, after all. If you notice anything while watching, please point it out without hesitation. I understand. Then first of all, we should face each other. Yes, I'll face this as if it were the real situation as well. Please think of it as such and act out your father completely. Yeah. Then let us begin. It's a pleasure to meet you for the first time. My name is Kent, and I'm graciously being allowed to date your daughter. Allowed. Wait, I'm not property. What the fuck? There's no doubt that we'll have a long relationship from here on. I'm pleased to make your acquaintance, and I hope...
I feel like something's a little bit different.
Different? Exactly where?
Well, I can't explain it very well, but I think you're wording things stiffly.
But I would think I shouldn't speak so casually to someone I've just met.
Oh, I know. I'm pretty sure I have that novel I borrowed from Sawa here. Here it is. This is the one. The novel's currently a bestseller, but there just happens to be a similar scene like this in the novel. Why don't you use it as a reference?
The fact that it's been approved by so many people means it has worth as a reference. Let me see.
Oh, it's right here.
5 minutes later. He carefully watched her parents' expressions, and he consistently behaved modestly. Both in terms of attitude and dialogue, I can't deny that there are many differences compared to what I just did.
What will you do? Do you want to start over from the beginning?
No, we can continue from here. I'll answer in my own way, using what I just read as a reference.
I understand. Then, well, Kent, I've heard a lot of things about you from me. I mean, my daughter.
Should I do this in a I am being my dad voice? That'd be funny. Since she came to know you, it seems my daughter has also become passionate for studying, and it makes me happy as her parent. I'm just kidding. Can't do that the whole way. No, and that's the result of her own hard work. I merely lent a hand in regards to that.
I see. It's amazing. The awkwardness from his speech before has gone away. Since we're here, I should probably bring up some sort of topic. Other things that one would talk about during the situation. What are your hobbies? What do you like about my daughter? Oh, what do you like about my daughter? That could be dangerous. That could be so dangerous. Like, I honestly feel like a parent would ask more questions like, why are you so into my daughter? Huh? You gonna treat her in that like, hey, so what do you like to do for fun? Normal parents would probably ask like what you want to do for fun and like whatever. Grilling possessive parents would absolutely ask about this, but I'm curious to what's gonna happen when we ask him this. That's well, it's difficult to narrow it down to only one point when asked so, but and he's blushing, that's adorable. Perhaps it would be her family-oriented nature, or the fact that she spares no effort. Why are you turning red? You're the father right now, remember? I'm sorry! The father's role is actually pretty difficult. We've only just started. Are you already throwing in the towel? I'm sorry! Well, it's alright. I've gained something thanks to you, after all. If you act like you normally do, I'm sure you'll be fine, Kent. But still, the fear that I may lose my composure if something unexpected were to happen. Really? I feel like you're much more level-headed than I am, but... No. In fact, when it's come to you, I've lost my composure many times. Yeah. That's what we love about you, though. Though at first glance you seem easy to understand, you occasionally take some unexpected actions. Do I? Yes. My concept of common sense has been rewritten many times ever since I've met you. I don't know if that's a good thing. Was I really that strange? Less strange and more... You held many things that I had lacked. I'm sure I was attracted to that. Thank you. It actually is kind of nice. It's like, no, you're not strange. It's just, you're so different and I appreciate that. Okay, I'll take it. It's nothing that you need to thank me for. No, but I like seeing you blush. And I'm happy about it. Either way, this will be your father after all. I have no idea what might happen when we actually first meet. There's endless points to worry over. I mean to give it my all in order to be recognized... Oh, I mean to give it my all in order to be recognized by your most important family. By your important family. Not most important, whatever. Yeah. You can do it! High five, Kent! November 22nd. Oh god, is this the date? Kent! Spacey, I'm sorry. I've kept you waiting. We still have time until the train arrives, so we're fine. Still, that's a large amount of bags. Are those all ingredients you were investigating for a couple days now? Indeed. Normally I'd prefer to use vegetables I had grown myself as ingredients, but there wasn't enough time to do so. I attempted to gather the finest picks among the farmer-direct vegetables, but will they be pleased with this? I'm sure my mother and father will be happy. Those bags must be heavy, yes? I'll help as well. I apologize. May I ask you to... Of course. Kent, are you nervous right now? If I said no, it would be a lie. I didn't sleep well last night either. And then please sleep while we're on the Shinkansen. I'll be awake. My mental state must be extremely precarious currently, and today you look much more reliable than usual. I'm always relying on you, Kent, so please at least rely on me at times like these. I know I might not seem very reliable, but... that isn't true. I feel reassured just by having you by my side, Spacey. You seem to undervalue yourself, but you should hold more confidence in yourself. I ended up being encouraged by you instead. Good grief. Well, we can't afford to miss getting on our train here. Let's get going. Please do come inside. Father and I were just talking about how you should be arriving soon. I'll go make some tea. There's our dad. Pardon me. I apologize for the late introduction. My name is Kent, and I've been graciously allowed to date Spacey. So you're Kent. I've heard about you from my daughter. Well, please sit down. I was quite surprised when I heard about studying abroad from my daughter's mouth. She wasn't very skilled at her studies, after all. Kent, it must have been quite an ordeal to teach her how to study, wasn't it? Not at all.
She herself worked hard in her studies in order to study abroad, and more than anything, I felt her passion. I myself was deeply impressed seeing her put in all her effort in order to study abroad.
I see. So you worked hard as well.
Yes, but a big part of it was because Kent was supporting me.
Still, you will be staying in London for a year, won't you? Will you be able to get along in a country you're unfamiliar with when you only just began living alone when you entered university?
Well, you see, about that part. And considering her studying abroad, we discussed this together, but we were thinking of having her live in the same apartment as me, in the room next to mine.
The same apartment?
It's a format called a flat share, where the rooms are private, but the wet areas are shared. Like you said, sir, I'm sure you'd be worried about her living alone. And more than anything, I wish to support her by her side.
It's true that from what I've heard from my daughter, I'd have no worries leaving her to you, but even if you two are dating, it's difficult for me to agree with you two living so close together.
But why? Spacey, what your father's saying is absolutely right. However, I intend to be serious about my relationship with Spacey.
By which you mean?
I've formally proposed to her. You may think it's audacious of me, as I'm still a student. But to me, I can't think of anyone else as my partner but her. That's how much I love Spacey. Can't look so mad here, like he's like in a fight. Of course, I imagine it'd be difficult to believe the words of a man you've only just met today.
You're right. One can say anything with words.
It is as you say. However, I have no intention of backing down here either. And this is embarrassing of me, but until I met Spacey, the word marriage was something I was never conscious of. Much less did I ever imagine that I'd meet a woman who I'd want to be married to for the rest of my life. Before I met her, I was the type of person who would consider magic matters logically, not emotionally. We've had many differences of opinion, and each time I'd think of her as a very illogical woman.
Well, if you say that, I also wasn't very fond of you at first, Kent. You did nothing but spell out logic and were inflexible, as well as always having a sour expression, making you hard to approach.
In summation, neither of us expected to progress into the new relationship we currently have now.
Into the relationship, not the new.
You're right, not at the time.
And then how did you end up dating each other?
That was because of a certain chance.
A chance?
Yes, but as she said, it was nothing more than a chance. Since I had started butting heads with her, at some point I found myself following her with my eyes. In other words, I was merely unaware of it, but I had ended up with feelings for Spacey. I'm sure it would have been much better if I had been more sensitive to the subtleties of my emotions, but we took quite the long way around.
But because we took that long way around, we were able to think of each other as being precious.
And just earlier you said that one could say anything with words. In that case, could I ask you to hold on to this?
A written oath?
Ah, that's the document that Kent was writing up yesterday. I drew up instructions to not lay a hand on your daughter until we're married.
Well, that's unfortunate.
If by any chance I should break my oath, if you present that written oath as evidence to a court, you could take legal action.
What?
Kent, what are you saying? Spacey, I'm serious. I can't have you with any sort of half-hearted resolve.
But still, something like that is... I wonder what sort of man you had chosen as your partner. But he's quite an outrageous man. I'd never have thought he would have brought a written oath with him. And on top of that, asking to sue him if anything happens. Normally that would be unthinkable.
Outrageous. Normally unthinkable.
Kent?
So that means I'm still not worthy enough to be entrusted with you.
Now wait, that wasn't what I meant.
No, it's fine. I didn't think I could get your approval with just the written oath either way.
You're saying you still have something else?
Actually, ever since I learned cooking from Spacey, I've been constantly practicing. You often hear that foreign food doesn't agree with you, and there's a chance she may get sick because of it. Of course she's able to cook well, but I decided there was no harm in my being able to cook. I thought I'd borrow your kitchen today and show you my skills when it comes to cooking.
Like, I promise I won't do anything to harm your daughter. How audacious of you. I can also cook. Oh, okay, we're sold. Like, so bizarre. You'll be making it here?
Yes, I've planned out a full-course meal, so could I have you wait for a little while?
A full course?
And ended up doing it exactly like Sawa said. I've prepared all the ingredients on my end, so please don't worry.
Far from worry,
Then I'll borrow your kitchen. Mother, would that be all right?
Oh, of course, go ahead. Mom's like, sweet, I don't have to cook. I wasn't trying to object to him or anything, but...
Huh?
I was planning on objecting to you to even dating if you were a more frivolous man, but... I doubt there's any young man who's more serious or with a strong sense of responsibility. Dad's instantly like, nah, I like Kent.
Yeah.
Kent, let me help you out as well.
Oh, I couldn't possibly make you go through that trouble.
It's fine. Don't worry about it, all right?
Then, thank you for your help.
It seems they're getting along over there as well.
Mother seems happy.
I'm sure your mother never imagined she'd be standing side by side with your partner in the kitchen either. At this rate, we'll probably have quite the elaborate full-course meal served to us. And before that, I should probably prepare the wine.
Huh? You mean...
If he goes that far, I have no choice but to approve of him, now don't I?
Thank you, Father.
Of course. Now you go along and help them out as well.
Yeah.
It's actually kind of sweet. Dad's like, I mean, he's going to all these lengths. He's obviously into you, so cool. Like,
the cream stewed chicken just now was very delicious. The plating was quite pretty as well.
Your personality comes out in places like those. He must be quite methodical.
His movements were very precise as well. I was impressed watching from the side. If you're satisfied, then that's all I can ask for.
Kent, about my daughter. I've decided to entrust her to you.
Thank you very much. I will take full responsibility in protecting her.
I'll be counting on you.
Thank you, Father.
However, endeavor to keep your relationship modest.
Yes.
No way. We're getting immodest as soon as I get home.
Now that we've wrapped up this talk, let's all have some roll cake for dessert.
I mean, your parents would obviously be like, don't knock out my daughter, all right? Like, keep it modest. Yeah, right. I'm an adult. I will bang Kent as hard as I want and as much as I want. So, like, she's not gonna, but I would.
And so, Spacey's father ended up entrusting her to me. After that, I was allowed to stay for 2 more days and was able to deepen our relationship.
Wow, we stayed like all weekend?
And that's the end of my report.
I'm shocked. I didn't think you'd actually make a full-course meal.
More than that, a written oath? It's not something people would usually think up. I simply found a method that made my sincerity visible. However, the advice from everyone here was a great help. In particular, you could say the fact that her mother and father were pleased was thanks to the manager's words. If my advice was of the slightest help, then I'm glad. Well, it all worked out in the end. Now Ken can devote himself to preparing for studying abroad without worrying. When were you going to move over there again? It's planned to be the end of March, so it'd be perfectly 4 months from now. 4 more months. Right now, I can't meet with Kent as soon as I'd like to, but in 4 months' time, I won't be able to meet him like this any longer. No, because we'll be living together, so it'll be different. March 20th. Ooh! Here we go. Going right into it. Which makes sense, because, like, supposed to be the after story. Once spring break began, I went to London in order to help Kent with moving in. Kent, I'll put the books in this box onto the shelves. I'll put the books in this box onto the shelves. Okay. Should I arrange them in the order of these labels? It would be very helpful if you did. I'll do the ones on the top, so please leave them there. I understand. Now then, I'll start lining them up from the bottom. 20 minutes later. This should do it for the bottom shelves. The next row is... I might be able to reach if I stretched upwards. Almost. Yeah!
Spacey, watch out! What are you doing? I told you I'd do the ones on the top.
I'm sorry. It looked like I could reach if I stretched myself up.
If I was too late in noticing, you absolutely would have been hurt just now.
Yes. Sorry. I was being careless.
No, I apologize myself. It was too harsh. Even when it's thanks to you coming here that I'll be able to put things away faster than I'd planned.
It makes it worth coming here to have you say that.
In fact, maybe I'm pushing you. Your studying abroad was decided as well, so you must be busy with preparations.
Not at all. I think it's good for me to test if my own language skills will pass locally. And besides, I'll be moving in next to you once it becomes August, so it'd be good for me to get used to the feel of things.
You're right. Spacey, since you've come all the way here to London, why don't we end cleaning things here and take a little walk together around the area?
Yeah, I'd love to. Okay, so that's true because he's leaving and now it's March. So we have like 5 months between when he moves and when we move.
I haven't been able to go buy any groceries yet after all. Spacey, are there any places you'd like to go?
There's the Natural History Museum, Victoria and Albert Art Museum. Oh, also I'd like to try getting on a double-decker bus. Yeah, I get that.
Spacey, did you use helping me move in as an excuse and actually plan to come here for sightseeing?
Of course not.
I can see your guidebook from inside your bag.
Oh, well, that's just...
There's no need to hide it. You've come all this way. I'll accompany you as much as I can during your stay.
Thank you. It's weird that he's moving in the spring and we're not moving till the fall. But I saw this in the guidebook, but this area seems really easy to live in.
There are stores run by Japanese people here, after all. Look, like that store over there.
Ah, that store was written in my guidebook. It says you can enjoy Japanese food and matcha lattes. London Japanese food. I'm a little curious what that's like.
Now that I recall, your work had a lot of eclectic menu items.
They were pretty popular with customers.
It's true that the sense in dish creation was amazing. Were they ideas from the one in charge of the kitchen?
We all create them together, so when I go to other cafes, I end up checking their menus.
And then it's perfect timing. There are many cafes open here, so they should be a good reference.
Yeah, I just can't help but wanting to stop walking. Wait. I just can't help wanting to stop walking. Or just can't help but want to stop. That's just too many wrong things there. Anyway. Just can't help but want to stop walking when I see all the cakes lined up from outside like that. It looks like they have cakes that you rarely see in Japan, too.
You do have a sweet tooth. If you speak of London, the muffins are famous as well, but...
There's so many different kinds. Oh, those cupcakes are cute! The shape of the cream piled on top are all different.
Yes, they're utilizing the frosting as decoration. It's a feature of theirs to have an abundance of variations, such as buttercream, cream cheese, and mixing fruits in.
Gee, buttercream is also good. You're very knowledgeable, Ken. Have you actually made them before?
No, I haven't yet. I simply thought that you'd like those sort of decorations.
Yeah, they're adorable. I love them. Why don't we try making them together sometime? That's cute.
We should. Looking at something like those, I come to understand the importance of decoration in sweets making. You've told me before how you've arranged desserts before.
During your part-time job. Wow.
You've told me before how you've arranged desserts during your part-time job. So you're well versed in it, correct?
Well, I think I've gotten better at it than when I first started working, although I'm still nowhere near as good as Iki. Iki is very skillful with his hands. He can even make roses with cream.
Iki you can. Or rather, You can make roses with cream? You can do it if you change the type of tip you attach to the end of a cream piping bag. It's difficult to use proper force, though. I'm sorry, Kent. It might be because we were talking about sweets, but I think I'm getting a little hungry. Would you maybe like to have afternoon tea? Afternoon tea it is. Afternoon tea, is it? In that case, I made sure to ask my college friend about the perfect place. Really? It. Oh, it's easy to read the patterns of your actions, after all. The time's about right, so why don't we go? Yeah. How sweet is he? Like, I knew you'd want afternoon tea at this time. I would never have imagined the scones for afternoon tea would have been so big. Indeed. When it came to both the cakes and sandwiches, the volume was overall greater than I'd imagined. But the clotted cream was very delicious. And thank you so much for coming along with me. It was very fun. I'm glad as long as you're satisfied. Spacey, were you planning to spend the night today? Actually, I'd searched for a hotel I could stay at for 7 days starting today, and I was able to reserve 6 days, but perhaps because it's spring break season, reservations for today were all booked up in the hotels around the area. Why didn't you tell me that sooner? I'm sorry, I was a little overexcited by the fact that I'd come to London. I'd forgotten about it. I think it's so funny because, like, even if you're not, like, oh, we're not in a serious relation, like a physical relationship, you can't, like, stay at your boyfriend's apartment? Like, well, I too am responsible for having left it to you without confirming the details. You can stay here for today. You can save on lodging costs as well. Is it all right? You've come all the way to help. Please rest well here. Thank you. It's like so funny because it's like, unless you're like, you were the absolutely not, but it's more like the, oh my god, I'm not allowed to share a room with you. And it's like, we're dating, and even if you're not going to have sex, you could still sleep in the. It's okay. It'll be fine. But it's like something we should have talked about. Like, oh, we're not at the point in the relationship where either one of us is comfortable with this. Or, oh, hey, I'm going to book a hotel. And no, why don't you save money and stay here? You know what I mean? And like, we'll figure, like, this is something you have communication. Communicate about this. This is not the communication one, but good God, we lack it. Now then, I'll be sleeping on the floor, so you should use the bed. Huh? Oh no, please, you should be the one to rest in your bed, Kent. And don't say something so ridiculous. I couldn't possibly allow a lady to sleep on the floor. But I'd feel bad for you letting me use your bed. I was the one who said it was alright for you to stay here, so no need to be concerned. But, come on, hurry up and lay down. Your body will get chilly at this rate. Then why don't we sleep together then? Well, this is really funny because in EQ's Red's like, I can't talk. I'm like, now we're like, let's just sleep together. It'll be fine. Where the fuck were they? Like, girl, you crazy. What? The bed's pretty big, so if we squeeze in, I think we can both sleep here. No, that's impossible. You look so mad now. But why? We won't know unless we try. Well, it isn't a question of whether it's feasible. I have a problem with a man and a woman sleeping in the same bed itself. Aw, awkward nerd Kent. I love him. But that's... If you understand, then you go ahead and use the bed. But still, there's already such a difference in temperature between here and Japan. If you slept on the floor, you'll catch a cold. Oh wait, that was me saying that, wasn't it? That was me. I'm sorry. I don't know why I was like, well, he's sleeping on the floor. Oh my god. There's already such a difference in temperature between here and Japan. If you slept on the floor, you'd catch a cold. You're pretty stubborn too, aren't you? It's because I don't want you to catch a cold. Continuing to stand here having a discussion that we won't come to an agreement on is unproductive. I'd also want to avoid making too much noise at this time and getting complaints. And that's why I believe accepting your suggestion is the most effective method of resolving this situation. That's right, get in bed with me, Kent. Perhaps even if I say this, it won't reassure you in any way, but I have no intention of breaking the oath I made with your father, so please rest assured. You're like, yeah, see, I was kind of hoping you would. Yeah. Then should I lay down here first? You shouldn't. I'll try to stay as close to the edge as possible, so Please then use the remaining open space. Yeah, I understand. I hope we have a frickin' awkward CG where we're laying in bed. We do, and look at his face. Oh, poor Kent is like, oh, he's so scared. Oh, I love it. And do you have enough space for you to sleep? Yes. And why don't you scooch over here a little bit more? If you stay like that, you might end up falling off the bed. Like, it's so funny. Look at him. He's like, also, first of all, who's going to sleep with your glasses on the bed? And you've got your shirt with the arm strap. Like, sweetie, that's not your pajamas. There's no issue. And just pretend as if I'm not even here. I don't think it's possible for me to go that far. I suppose that's true. Even if you were to tell me not to be conscious of you, I doubt I could do so. I love how fucking petrified he looks. She's like, this is fine. And he's just like, oh my god. I'm sorry for making a careless suggestion. No, by using this method, then there's a very low chance of either of us catching a cold. Also, sleeping on the floor isn't going to make you catch a cold. Like, and besides, even when you're just laying down next to me, it feels sort of warm. Really? Oh, please don't misunderstand. I haven't laid a finger on you. I know. I see. Then that's good. And what is it? Could you scooch just a little closer to me after all? Look, he looks so afraid. I love it. If you did that, I feel like we'll feel even warmer. But I... He moved a fraction of an inch. Is this about enough? Yes, thank you. It's just as you said. It's much warmer than earlier. He doesn't know that we're a spooner when we sleep, so he's gonna fall asleep and then wake up with us wrapping our body around him. Your back's pretty broad. I sort of feel reassured when we're like this. I see. Having you say that gives me mixed emotions, but... Mixed emotions? I love his face right now. It's just so, like, adorable. But I'm sure you're the only man I could feel reassured around like this, Kent. Why would you say something like that in a situation like this? Huh? Was it bad to say? Being unaware can really be quite annoying. Sorry. Please don't apologize. It's annoying, but even more than that, I feel happy about it. Fucking love our giant awkward nerd. Huh? Kent. It's fine. Just rest already. I'll sleep as well. Alright. Good night. Good night. Have pleasant dreams. Spacey, have you fallen asleep? Grief. Being so unaware of one's feelings, and you're quite carefree. Now then, the question is, how do I spend my time until morning? Sleep, stupid. Like, oh my god. We're a little under time, but I'll stop here just so that we don't go too far over, but I like the fact that he's like, oh my god, I can't fall asleep because you're like, what a weirdo. I love him so much. But anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.